Good day, my name is Mark Malore. I'm a principal here at the Malore Law Firm. Here at the Malore Law Firm, we specialize in real estate construction and foreclosure litigation. I want to speak with you briefly about some of the parameters regarding a non-judicial foreclosure sale that you need to pay attention to when foreclosing, so you don't end up like some clients I had this last month in Moreno Valley that were dealing with instituting a foreclosure and ran into some problems. Let me go over that just briefly with you here. So, what do we need to pay attention to in foreclosure? Well, whether you're a first deed of trust holder or a second deed of trust holder, you want to take action against a property owner, whether that's commercial or residential. You want to take action to ensure that you either get paid or take the property back and sell the property so you can get your money for it. It's a little bit harder in these economic times because the property values have been depressed here in the Inland Empire by 50%. But nonetheless, you want the option, you want to take that capital back. How do we do that? Well, in California we have two processes, one judicial and then non-judicial foreclosure that you can take advantage of. The advantages of each depend primarily, but if you want a deficiency judgment, you have to use the judicial foreclosure process to obtain a judgment against the property owner for the deficiency between the value of the loan and what you sold the value of the property for. In a non-judicial setting, you give up that right primarily in certain circumstances for residential property, principal place of residence when the loan was taken out, not so much in other circumstances. But if you don't have anti-deficiency issues with the foreclosure sale, you can foreclose on it and you have a deficiency issue, but getting to the foreclosure sale to allow you to take over the property is the first step. What do we have to do? Well, judicial, as I said, is just what it sounds like. It means you go to court and use the court system to order a foreclosure sale and get a judgment against your property owner. Non-judicial, however, is a process by which we file and record a notice of default. We let 90 days transpire, then we record and mail out a notice of sale to the property owner, and then the house is sold on the courthouse steps for either your note value or whatever you can obtain, reasonable value you can obtain for the property purchase. So those particulars, however, have to be followed, because statutorily, if the contents of the notice of default do not comply with the statute, or the time frames that I just described to you in terms of the 90 and 20-day time frames for notice of default, notice of sale aren't complied with, the foreclosure sale can be unwound either after it takes place or before it takes place, can be enjoined by the filing of a lawsuit. In my client's case in Moreno Valley, they had an industrial piece of property, they were foreclosing on it, and a second deed of trust holder on that property wanted to prevent the erosion of their second deed of trust, so they filed a lawsuit to enjoin the sale, and they were successful because before my clients came to me, they had tried to do the foreclosure sale on their own and didn't do it properly, which resulted in the second deed of trust holder being successful in getting the court to enjoin the foreclosure sale and stop it from ever occurring, which required my clients to go back and start from square one in terms of the notice requirements, which ultimately was very costful, both in terms of litigation for me to defend them, as well as having to redo the whole foreclosure process. Those are some of the things I want you to pay attention to when you're thinking about foreclosing on a deed of trust that you hold on a particular project, or you're facing those issues yourself. Make sure you see somebody that's experienced in foreclosure litigation or foreclosing on a piece of property, and make sure that you comply with your statutory requirements to do so. It's been a pleasure talking with you.